keep your brain healthy too. Well, this guide tells you how, in 7 steps you can start taking right now, whatever your age. Just ring the number on screen to get your free copy. Inside you'll find facts and tips that can keep your brain healthy and help reduce your risk of developing dementia. It's advice you can really trust from leading dementia scientists. Read it, keep it, and check back whenever you need to. Order your free copy now. Call Alzheimer's Research UK on 0800 035 5984 or text BRAIN2 to 78866. Think of it as another way of planning for your best years, because your brain really matters.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
One way I knew.
Welcome to this Tuesday edition of the World Report. I'm Arjun, Samar, Mahendran, and let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani is on a 2-day official visit to India following an invite by PM Modi. The PM held talks with the leader of Qatar at the Hyderabad House in New Delhi. In a bid to strengthen bilateral ties, India and Qatar inked 2 key memorandums of understanding, in fact, on Tuesday. The agreement, signed in the presence of Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal and the Emir of Qatar, are set to strengthen cooperation between the 2 nations across various sectors. Now, the Emir of Qatar received a ceremonial welcome at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. He will be holding talks with PM Modi at the Hyderabad House. He will also be meeting with President Draupadi Murmu in the evening. Earlier, extending a rare gesture of hospitality, PM Modi went down to the airport to, in fact, receive the Emir of Qatar, who arrived in Delhi on Monday evening. All passengers and crew survived after a plane crash at Canada's Toronto Pearson International Airport. The Delta Airlines flight with 80 people on board, in fact, from Minneapolis, ended upside down on the runway with 3 people getting critically injured. Listen in.
Three of our stations in the airport operating area responded with 8 aircraft fire and rescue apparatus, plus Mississauga Fire and Emergency Services quickly responded with 6 engines, 2 district chiefs, a command vehicle, and a tanker. Peel Regional Paramedic Services responded with 18 paramedic units. Upon arrival, my team conducted fire suppression. Self-evacuation was already taking place. At this time, we believe all our emergency response went as planned. We will, however, be conducting a review. This is an active investigation. It's very early on. It's really important that we do not speculate.
The United States and Russia have confirmed that their top delegates will meet in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday to discuss ending the war in Ukraine, in a move that has sparked concern amongst European leaders left out, in fact, of the US-led effort. Senior US and Russian officials will hold talks in Riyadh in an effort to lay the groundwork for peace talks. The confirmation comes just days after US President Donald Trump said he and Putin had, in fact, agreed in a phone call to begin negotiations to end the ongoing war, which will hit the 3-year mark later this month. However, Trump's push for bilateral talks with Moscow has raised alarm bells about what place Ukraine and its European allies would have at the negotiating table. Listen to what Ukraine's president had to say.
Що Україна може дати питання, а що Україна може отримати. Тобто це ж дуже важливо для нас. Ми дійсно дуже зацікавлені в тому, щоб підписати угоду зі Сполученими Штатами Америки. І як першою. І я вже це говорив, і говорив від американських партнерів. У нас є пропозиції від Європи, але всі європейці вони знають, що Сполучені Штати найбільший був стратегічний, є стратегічні партнери, тому ми відкриті для цього. І я президенту Трампу говорив, а ми хочемо підписати.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's UN Deputy Ambassador said Monday, rather she reaffirmed the country's stance as the momentum grows for potential peace talks ending Russia's war. Speaking at the UN Security Council emergency meeting on Ukraine, in fact, she said, and I quote, Russia needs to hold its end of the bargain when it came to any agreements. Meanwhile, European leaders are insisting their governments must also have a say in the talks between the US and Russia to end the war in Ukraine. Now this, as both Moscow and Washington said, there was no role for Europe in the negotiations that could shape the future of the continent. Listen in.
Weak agreements will not bring real peace. They will only lead to the greater war. That is why we are working with our partners to find strong and effective solutions. Peace cannot be bought, especially not at the expense of law and principles, especially principle of territorial integrity and sovereign equality. Peace cannot be replaced with appeasement. History offers many relevant examples. Our task is to avoid repeating past mistakes, as the cost of those mistakes is more blood, suffering, and destruction.
European leaders have insisted their governments must have a say in talks between the US and Russia to end the war in Ukraine. Now this, as both Moscow and Washington said, there was no role for Europe in the negotiations that could shape the future of the continent. The leaders of Germany, UK, Italy, Poland, Spain, the Netherlands, Denmark, NATO, and even the European Union held emergency talks in Paris on Europe's security quandary. The French president called the meeting after a US diplomatic blitz on Ukraine threw a once solid alliance into turmoil. The UK called for US backing while reaffirming its readiness to consider, in fact, sending British forces to Ukraine alongside others if there is a lasting peace agreement, they said. Iran said that US and Israeli threats against it were a blatant violation of international law and that they could not do a damn thing to hurt Tehran. The comments came after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met US Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Jerusalem on Sunday and said their countries were determined to thwart Iran's nuclear ambitions and its influence on West Asia. Protesters against President Donald Trump and his policies braved frigid temperatures in parts of the US on Monday, shouting "No Kings" on President's Day in East Coast cities and even attempting to enter the Arizona State House to oppose a bill that would in fact bolster fast-changing federal immigration enforcement. Over in California, local media outlets reported on hundreds of protesters in fact carrying out "Not My President's Day" protests. The No Kings theme was orchestrated by the 50510 movement and marked the second set of protests crisscrossing the nation in less than 2 weeks. At the state capitol, large crowds gathered to voice opposition to Trump administration policies. And South Africa could in fact turn to Russia or Iran to expand its civilian nuclear power capacity, a senior government minister has underlined. This is the stance that analysts say could deepen a rift between the US and delay further the renewal of a strategic energy pact. South Africa, which operates Africa's only nuclear power plant, Coburg, plans to add 2,500 megawatts of new capacity to tackle electricity outages that have plagued the economy, as well as to reduce carbon emissions. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, is seeking to access to troves of sensitive taxpayer data at the IRS. Two people familiar with the inner workings of the plan, who were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly, told the AP on Monday. Now, if successful, Musk and his group would have access to millions of tightly controlled files that include taxpayer information, bank records, and other sensitive records. The people who spoke to the AP and requested anonymity said DOGE is specifically seeking to access the IRS's integrated data retrieval system, which enables employees in turn to have instantaneous visual access to certain taxpayer accounts. Now, this is according to the IRS website. Meanwhile, the city of Rio de Janeiro reached a record temperature of 44 degrees Celsius on Monday. According to city officials, it's the highest temperature recorded since the climate alert system, in fact, started over 10 years ago. The second highest was 43.8 degrees in November 2023. Authorities have issued an alert, in fact, for the extreme heat in the coming days and have also activated a plan that includes cooling and hydration stations across the city and preparations, in fact, for the municipal health system to handle an increase in heat-related cases. Amidst scorching temperatures, Rio's residents and tourists sought relief, packing the city's beaches during the weekend, cooling off in the ocean and under public showers. And it's time we slip into a short break. I'll see you on the other side.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
I'll fix him, love. Poor pet. Just shows you never know what's going to happen. Which reminds me, I need to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm looking into Smart Family Life Insurance. Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK. You can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000, depending on your age. If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And it could help my husband with the mortgage.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cash back on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you'll also get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 5753 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
It goes around corners like that, right? You know what I mean?
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. I've actually noticed a little tappy sound there. I know where. Could be time for me to change the camera. Actually, I think it is that.
Here you go.
I've got no idea where I got it from. Just came out of nowhere.
It's been going round at the moment, so you're not alone.
That makes me feel much better.
Shop 3 for 2 on vitamins.
Love a good deal? Try Free to Play Deal or No Deal, only at Tombola. There's up to £1,000 to be won. Get that good deal feeling. Open for fun.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family and less time worrying about the numbers. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money could help with funeral costs or even as a gift for the grandkids. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
You got them all right. That's amazing.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 977 5808 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Welcome back. You're watching the World Report on NDTV. Tesla begins job hunting in India. Now, the company is hiring in India, a sure sign it plans to enter the market shortly. The electric vehicle maker sought candidates for 13 roles, including customer-facing and back-end jobs, according to advertisements on its LinkedIn page. Interestingly, the move comes days after PM Modi met Elon Musk ahead of his meet with US President Donald Trump last week.
Tesla, of course, the American multinational and the clean energy major, entering the India market. Clear signs of that, like you were mentioning. 13 job positions across Delhi and Mumbai. Now, what we are learning is that at the moment, the technician roles or the advisory roles are in both Delhi and Mumbai. But if we look at the customer engagement manager role or the business operations specialist role in particular, are sort of being advertised in Mumbai at the moment. That's what we're sort of learning as per their initial advertisement and their careers page at the moment. So those really are the roles on offer, both front-facing, customer-facing, as well as back-end. But what does this really bring to the table? Now, like you mentioned, this has, of course, come after Tesla CEO Elon Musk met Prime Minister Modi in the US. This has also come after, remember, India's reduced its basic customs duty on high-end cars, and that has now been reduced to 70% as opposed to 110%. What does this really bring to the table for Tesla? Well, they have seen declining electric vehicle sales, so this really brings another fresh market really for Tesla. For India, it brings to the table, remember, India has an ambitious goal of 5 crore jobs in the electric vehicle market by 2030, and of course, a transition towards cleaner and greener energy. So for India, it really is, for India and Tesla, it is tapping onto those concerns of a fresh market at large, and job roles in particular in the spotlight. Initially, we were learning 13 roles, but of course, the spotlight will remain on what really are those roles. Are they across cities in India, or will it just be restricted to Delhi and Mumbai?
Reports suggest that Honda Motor will resume talks with Nissan Motor to form the world's fourth biggest automaker, provided Nissan CEO Makoto Ushida steps down. Japan's second and third largest automakers by sales after Toyota Motor have been in talks to create a $60 billion firm after a lack of hybrid models in the US and competition from local rivals back home in China had sent Nissan's earnings diving. Those talks collapsed last week, however, plunging Nissan into further uncertainty and highlighting the pressure on legacy automakers, particularly from emerging Chinese giants disrupting the global industry. Southwest Airlines said on Monday it would cut about 15% of corporate jobs. That's correct. Around 15% of corporate jobs would be cut at Southwest Airlines, or about 1,750 roles, as the US budget carrier looks to reduce costs and even streamline its organizational structure. Now, this reduction also includes leadership positions, Southwest said, adding it would eliminate 11 senior leadership roles, which represents 15% of the company's senior management committee. Company CEO Bob Jordan said, and I'm quoting here, the decision is unprecedented in our 53-year history. We are at a pivotal moment as we transform Southwest Airlines into a leaner, faster, and more agile organization. According to reports, OpenAI is considering granting special voting rights to its non-profit board to preserve the power of its directors as the ChatGPT maker fends off an unsolicited takeover bid from Elon Musk. Chief Executive Officer Sam Altman, meanwhile, and board members are evaluating new governance measures as the company transitions to a traditional for-profit structure. Complaints about BYD, or Build Your Dreams, over its move to offer free smart driving features across most of its lineup have flooded a prominent Chinese auto quality platform. Many from customers who say that they had overpaid, in fact, for their cars. Over 4,700 complaints were filed against BYD cars between February 11th and 17th on a third-party auto consumer complaints forum, compared with about 150 the week before. The US electric automaker Tesla said on Tuesday it has started mass production of the revamped version of its Model Y in its Shanghai factory in China. According to reports, HSBC has laid off around 40 investment bankers in Hong Kong alone. Now, this as a part of a global restructuring exercise at the Asia-focused lender to cut costs. The job cuts in its regional hub, Hong Kong, started on Monday and come ahead of the London-headquartered bank releasing its full results on Wednesday. At least 4 managing directors, in fact, have also been let go, with 3 of them based in Hong Kong and 1 in Singapore. Hong Kong-listed shares of HSBC were up, in fact, 1.7% on Tuesday, underperforming still a 2.1% gain in the benchmark Hang Seng Index. The shares hit an 11 to half, in fact, year high earlier on Tuesday. Following an 8-year hiatus, the Champions Trophy returns for its 9th edition this week, with Pakistan hosting its first ICC tournament in nearly 3 decades. And headshots of Team India stars were unveiled ahead of the ICC Champions Trophy in Dubai on Monday. The official Instagram handle of the Indian cricket team unveiled the headshots of Indian stars Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, skipper Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, pacer Mohammad Shami, among others, looking battle-ready in their official ICC Trophy jerseys. India's ICC Champions Trophy campaign will kick off with a match against Bangladesh at Dubai on the 20th of February, followed by matches against arch rivals Pakistan on the 23rd of February and New Zealand on the 2nd of March. As per the hybrid model which is in place in the current Champions Trophy, India will play all its matches in Dubai instead of Pakistan. FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has seemingly warned that removal of team radio or Formula One television broadcasts is in fact a possibility. Now this comes amid his clampdown on bad language from drivers. Only last year, for your perspective, under bin Sulayem's stewardship, the sports governing body also introduced amendments to its international sporting code. Now this enabled hefty punishments on drivers for supposed misconduct. Infamously, Max Verstappen was the first recipient of such a punishment, receiving a one-day community service order for swearing in a press conference at the Singapore Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc was the second, handed a 10,000 fine and 5,000 suspended for swearing at a similar media event at the Mexico City Grand Prix. Hollywood superstar Matt Damon will play Odysseus in revered director Christopher Nolan's upcoming epic, The Odyssey. He will appear alongside Tom Holland, Mia Goth, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway and Charlize Theron, among others. Now, Damon's role was revealed through the film's official X account. The post included a photo of him in character. Latin pop star Shakira has said that she will resume her world tour and perform in Peru's capital on Monday after cancelling a concert over the weekend due to illness. In an Instagram account, the 4-time Grammy winner said that her concert in Lima's Estadio Nacional soccer stadium will start at 8:15 p.m. local time. The 48-year-old Shakira arrived in Peru on Friday evening, where she was scheduled to perform on Sunday and Monday. However, she cancelled the first of her 2 shows on Sunday, saying on social media platform X that she had in fact been hospitalized due to abdominal pain. The Colombian superstar kicked off a world tour last week with concerts in Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo in Brazil. Rose Byrne has praised her co-star ASAP Rocky at a press conference ahead of the world premiere of new drama If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You at the 75th Berlin International Film Festival. Rapper ASAP Rocky was not at the festival as a court case in Los Angeles continues over the rapper allegedly firing a gun at a former collaborator. He plays a motel superintendent who shares several scenes with Byrne. The Australian actor said, and I quote here, "He's a true Renaissance man. He lives and breathes art and fashion and film, and he's such, in fact, he has such respect and reverence for all the genres and all the artists. I was totally disarmed by him." Listen in.
What I love about the language of the movie is that whether it's actually happening like this or it's just happening through Linda's eyes like this, and I feel like that was captured perfectly in the tension of the movie and becomes more and more apparent as it goes along. And to me, that line of reality and subconscious, that language is so interesting and fascinating and something that I relate to and am interested in exploring, particularly through the eyes of a woman about being a mother.
And the stars of What Mariel Knows walked the red carpet at the Berlinale for the movie's world premiere at the 75th edition, in fact, of the Berlin International Film Festival on Monday. The German drama, written and directed by Friedrich Humboldt, is competing with 18 others for the top prize at the event, the Golden Bear. What Mariel Knows stars Julia Jentsch and Felix Kramer as Julia and Tobias, parents of Mariel, who has suddenly developed telepathic abilities and can see and hear everything they do. Well, that's all we have for you today. Take care and have a wonderful day.
In the battle for a perfect smile, every day brings a new opponent. Presenting Dabur toothpastes. Neem fights bacteria and makes your mouth bacteria-free. Dabur's Neem toothpaste, your ally against bacteria. Charcoal removes stains and makes your teeth shine white. Dabur's charcoal toothpaste, the stain-busting hero. Clove offers cavity protection, so your smile stays strong. Dabur's Clove toothpaste, the guardian of your teeth. Dabur toothpastes, naturally formulated to effectively combat 6 dental problems, ensuring optimum care for your oral health. So who are you fighting today? With our Dabur toothpaste by your side, victory is just a brush away.
We all love a bargain, like these flatmates who switched to Vodafone and are now paying less for their full fibre broadband, which means they can still stream 2 shows at the same time. But for less. Still gaming with mates, but for less. He's behind you. Reliable full fibre broadband for less from Vodafone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found the reason why Britain hasn't been so great of late. It's because the country hasn't been eating enough Weetabix.
It makes sense. I've been eating croissants.
Me too. We should deliver Weetabix to where it's needed most, to whoever's in charge of fixing potholes. VAR.
Yes.
And drivers who park like this.
Yeah.
To Britain, we must say, have you had your Weetabix?
From interesting tech startups to industry-leading companies, politics, sports, culture, curry, cricket. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Like me, if you too thrive on interesting conversations, this is a show you cannot miss. Watch this space to know more about all matters and all people that make Britain what it is today. Out of Britain, with me, Radhika Iyer.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news, is here.
Another huge theme in the book, of course, is friendships. Various friendships. But let's start out early. Your closest friend was Kent. And you associated with him, you got on very well with him, you found him to be similar with, in many ways with you. You went on long cruises with him. And then you lost him. And you write, I had retreated into myself, watching a slideshow in my mind's eye, taking through images of recent days, grasping for evidence.
Announcement was made that the Kumbh special going to Prayagraj will leave from platform 12. But after some time, an announcement was made again that at the station, the Kumbh special will leave from platform 16. It is due to this confusion, the report states, of platform change announcements that led the passengers to travel over the footover bridges from one platform to the other, creating a massive jam sort of a situation on the footover bridges. The movement of passengers was stopped due to this crowd that was happening, and Prayagraj Express, which is another train, was already stationed at platform 14, which is where it was to leave from. So there are passengers already waiting at platform 14 as well, waiting for their Prayagraj Express to come in. Now, after hearing this announcement, passengers started to climb FOB 2 and 3 and through the stairs of platform 12, 13 and 14 and 15 for their trains. Passengers of Magad Express also now, which is another train which does go en route to Prayagraj, was also, passengers of this train were also coming down from the same stairs, and it is during this that passengers were jostling each other and they slipped and started falling one by one on the 42-stepped stairway of the FOB between these platforms. Now, sector in charge ASI Dhaneshwar, this is mentioned in the RPF report, informed the on-duty station superintendent, New Delhi, about all of the above information through the CCTV footage that was found at 8:48 p.m. And as per official communication from the railways, what we understand is that they say that 9:15 is when the stampede happened. However, Delhi Fire Services says that 9:55 is when the stampede happened, that they were informed, that they got the first call about it. But this RPF report states that it was 8:48 that this ASI at the railway station informed about the incident. So there's a lot of discrepancy here with respect to the timing as well. Now, what we are hearing from our railway sources is a different story. What we understand from them is that a committee, a separate committee has been formed as well to look into this matter, and that the RPF is also a stakeholder body in this entire stampede incident.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo, the site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
Quidco gives you cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco. Sign up and start saving today. Visit quidco.com.
I'm a simple man. Family, friends and a bit of footy.
The usual, Jules, thanks. Now I'm in my 50s, things are getting a little more complicated. Look, no one's getting any younger. Retirement's peeking around the corner, and with the mortgage nearly done, I wanted to make sure my family was really looked after, if anything happened to me. That's why I decided to learn more about over 50s life insurance from Cover Today. They're the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period. Unlike other insurers who could make you wait up to 2 years, with Cover Today, you're fully covered from day one. And you're covered for the whole of your life. Plus, unlike other things in life, the price never goes up. Learning more couldn't be simpler. Go online or talk to their friendly UK team and they'll chat you through your options in just one phone call. And their claims process is really straightforward, so your loved ones will be looked after.
Cover Today are the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period. Everyone else makes you wait up to 2 years. Get covered in minutes with no annoying trips to the doctor, with fixed monthly payments. Prices start at just £4.42 a month. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Cover Today has given me genuine peace of mind. And now I can get on with something much more interesting.
To find out more about Cover Today, call our friendly UK team on 0800 470 4493 or visit covertoday.co.uk.
At Tesco Mobile, unlock even better phone deals with your Club Card. Get our 30 gig SIM for just £12.50 a month with Club Card prices, saving you £30. Better yet, your Club Card lets you unlock more than just great deals, like frozen prices and no EU roaming fees until the end of your contract. It pays to be connected. Search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
What are you so happy about?
I've just made a claim. We could be owed thousands.
My Claim Group?
Yeah, the cars we bought on finance, well, the lenders could have charged hidden commissions. It's dead simple to claim.
Hey, I had 2 cars before we met.
Go to My Claim Group. You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from cars you bought on finance since 2007, even if you can't remember the details.
Done.
Simple, eh?
Go to My Claim Group now.
Claims made simple.
When you paint by feeling, you can come home to a blooming good day. Change starts here. Dulux.
Sukhoi 57 Felon has made a striking debut at the Aero India 2025